Hello, hello, hello. Let me turn my phone on mute. I am getting some texts that are having me hilarious. So, welcome you guys tonight. I'm kind of excited about this one and honestly a little nervous because, normally I am I have a topic, and normally my topic is to hold people accountable and get on case. And today it's more so like, I don't really want to get on y'all case. I want to shed some light upon a very big phenomenon that is happening in our world. And I know I'm usually holding people accountable, and I'm not always given the backstory for why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. So, I had to change my position a little bit today, y'all, just so that I could rear back sometimes and, like, get my composure. But welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Tanisha Levon. I am a metaphysician and holistic life coach focusing on relationships and, of course, masculine and feminine energy. You all know that. So today we are going to be getting into some laws of energy and some universal laws, some laws of motion, and how these things are actually affecting our relationships and what is going on in our world. So today I am going to be talking about the pickle that we as women have put ourselves in. And I'm always getting some enlightenment from like men that are in my life and the men that are around me. And I'm grateful for that because a lot of women don't have that insight into the mind of a man. And I'm able to get it all the time because all I do is probe, I ask questions, and I get answers. All right, so here is the pickle that we are in. Okay, um I'm not even gonna get into the pickle yet. I'm gonna lay some groundwork first, but we are in a pickle, ladies. And I just want us to know that we can't have both. We have to choose. And I know that nobody likes to hear that, but we do. And I'm going to shed some very, very, very important light as to why. All right. So, guys, this is going to be a learning segment today. This is not a get on case, hold accountable session. This is going to be more like a teaching learning experience. Okay. Because I really want us to truly see, learn, and desire to understand what's truly going on here and in this world. By the way, when you come in, please like the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And also, if you are watching and you're not live and you catch the replay, please leave a comment and let me know if you like the information or you agreed or if you didn't agree, because I don't believe that everybody agrees with my standpoints. And I noticed that there's a lot of people watching afterward, and they don't leave a comment to let me know that they were here. If you are in my Facebook groups, please, if you leave a comment and you don't mind being acknowledged, please put your name just so that I can know who you are, because when you're on Facebook, all it says is Facebook user. Okay, and I really like to know who I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? So tonight's gonna be a good night. All right, I'm gonna be good tonight. Y'all gonna love me tonight. Not, some nights I know y'all don't. All right. But if y'all can really hear what I'm saying tonight without resisting it, without pushing back at it, because it may trigger some trauma, it may trigger some hurt, it may trigger some past aggressions. I'm sorry. People always get in here and then they be like, hey, I can't get in. And then I'd be like, wait a second. I'm trying to help. um so that's what we're doing today. It may even cause you to actually realize the one that got away and why he may have gotten away. So listen with ears to hear tonight, please, ladies. Okay. I do realize that a lot of what I say is triggering, and a lot of what I say is met with resistance, simply because you may have lived this way for a very long time, but you've given it to the wrong man. So you might have already been in your femininity and you've given it to the wrong man. And then you like, whoa, I did this already and it didn't work for me. So I understand that as well. Hey, Kima, I'm glad you could join me tonight. I missed you, girl. I haven't seen your name. Um, So I know a lot of times, once you do that, you don't trust the information that's being given out, but trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, okay? So I'm going to shed some enlightenment on some spiritual laws that are working, guys, whether we know that they are working or not. Because again, I've said this in a lot of my live streams, but being ignorant to the laws does not make us exempt from the laws, ladies, okay? And gentlemen, all right? Just because you don't know what the spiritual or the universal law is, it does not make us exempt from any of these laws. They are always working. They are always at work. Hey, cuz, I'm not sure which cuz this is, but y'all know I love all of y'all. So, um, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say with my discernment is probably Stacy, but I don't know. She could do that. Give me some enlightenment on that if it's her. All right, so that's another thing. So I only want to help. I promise, y'all. I promise, 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 promise. I want our relationships to work. And somebody said I'm back. Okay, somebody must have got off. I see you. I see you. Hey, Stacy. See, look how God do be just giving me the information. I was gonna say another name, and then I was like, So, guys, I only want to help y'all. I only want us to be exactly where we're supposed to be in our relationships. And we don't get taught these things, y'all. These things are unorthodox. They are hidden under some rocks. And unless you're going under the rocks to look for them, the information is not to the forefront for us, okay? So, let me start with a baseline. I have to start with a foundation. Masculine and feminine energy is a thing, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, y'all. Okay. Masculine and feminine energy is here and it is here to stay. It is one of the baseline predominant universal laws that is out. Is the idea of masculine and feminine energy, the yin and yang as we call it. Okay. So let's take man and woman out of it. Let's take girl and boy out of it. Okay. These are two distinctively separate energies with two different set of laws that they abide by. Masculine energy has laws that they need to abide by, and feminine energy has laws that they need to abide by. The laws are separate, y'all. They are not the same for masculine and feminine. All right. So I just got to lay that groundwork. So in order for these two energies to coexist together, cohesively now, not just be in the same room. I mean, cohesively, they have to operate in the unique structures of their own energy, equal and opposite. Okay. So you cannot be like half in, half out. You gotta have both energies, right? And you have to operate in it in its totality when you're operating in it in a relational construct. All right. So here is a cheat code. All right, I'm just give y'all one. If you find that you and your mate are operating the same, if you find that you're very similar, you guys talk the same, look the same, act the same, girl, jump off the train quick, okay? Because this means that there's no equal and opposite polarity, and attraction is going to start weaning away. All right. So at first it's okay. And I'm going to explain why. But after time, your attraction is going to start to kind of like fade a little bit. All right. Exactly. Truth will not change just because you don't believe. Come on here now. I love when I see stuff like this because that is the truth. Truth doesn't change because truth is truth. Okay. So if you are around your masculine and feminine energy, in your masculine energy or feminine energy, you guys realize that you're the same. As a woman, you need to jump off board with that, all right? Understand this and please write this down if you have to, so that you never, ever, ever forget this. A man only has two real needs from a woman, which is a physical need and an energetic need. That's it. All right. So his attraction will leave faster than a woman's when the polarity is off. See, a woman is based in love, and her attraction doesn't go away automatically just because energetically things change. Her love stays. It is long suffering. It is long standing. But a man only has two real needs from a woman, and that is a physical need of physical touch and sex, and an energetic need of feminine energy. So if you're not operating in that energy, he doesn't need to be around you. His attraction will go away almost instantaneously. All right? So understand that. A woman's takes a little longer, but the attraction does still go away, but a man's will leave very quickly. All right? Another thing, masculine energy cannot exist without a feminine counterpart. And this is why men crave femininity so much. This is the reason, because they cannot exist without it. It's almost like the masculine doesn't even know who it is without being the equal opposite part of femininity. So it needs femininity as its counterpart in order to stay alive, in a sense. In order to stay energetically alive, it needs its feminine counterpart. It needs the key to keep it moving. All right? And likewise for women, femininity cannot exist without a masculine counterpart. All right? The two work and they function together as a cohesive unit. That's my dad. He listens. It is coming back to me. Women, on the other hand, have an equal amount of masculine and feminine counterparts. So a woman, because of the way that our brain works, we have an equal amount of masculine and feminine counterpart. All right. That's just how our brain works. Don't ask me why. It is science, and I've never, dissected a human brain, but a woman's brain moves back and forth between left and right brain, which makes us move back and forth between masculine and feminine energy. So we, as the female, the woman, the feminine energy, as that energy, we get to choose which energy we operate in at any given moment. That is a choice for us. Just because we can do back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. So this is the vast difference in how our energy works, because men are predominantly masculine. They do not bounce back and forth between masculine and feminine energy. Can they tap in to feminine energy? Yes, because ultimately we all have both. Women have both and men have both. But women can tap in and out, and men have to make a conscious decision to tap in. Okay? So a woman can become more neutral when she doesn't operate in her feminine essence majority of the time. Now, I'll explain to you guys what neutral means very soon, but because of a lot of women have decided that we wanted to adopt masculine energy, that leaves men with no real choice but to turn neutral. And what neutral means is operating in both energies without a true acclimation to one side. All it means is you operate in both. You don't have a true acclimation to masculinity. You don't have a true acclimation to femininity. You're kind of like, I'm a little bit of both. And, that's how I work. We are not talking about sexual orientation here. So please do not get me wrong. We're not talking about gays or lesbians. We're not talking about any of that. We are talking about energy. That's what we're talking about. All right. This is why you find relationships teeter-tottering with moments of happiness, ups and downs, all right, and turmoil. Y'all know I got my notes. Because of the energetic changes that are happening in the relationship more so than the physical changes. We think that our relationships are changing because we're arguing. We think that our relationships are changing because we're not seeing eye to eye. The reason our relationships are shifting and changing is because there has been an energetic shift. And then that energetic shift manifests physically. All right. So you know how I always say that nothing happens physically without happening spiritually first? The energetic and the spiritual arena is actually more real than the physical realm, because nothing could be here physically without happening spiritually first. And I hope you guys truly understand and believe that. Hey, Mika. My girl, I see you at 9. You know how we do. So nothing happens physically without happening spiritually first. Our spirit realm, Our energetic realm is where things happen. That's where the magic happens. The magic happens, the energy moves fast enough, fast enough, fast enough until it becomes a physical manifestation. That's how it works. So the issues we have in our relationship always happen as a change in energy before there's a change in physicality. All right? Y'all got it? Because I want to make sure y'all with me because y'all gonna have to put scuba gear on for this. Okay? Come on. Now, I hope y'all got your scuba gear, your goggles and your your backpack, because we are going to get deep tonight. Okay? So I hope you guys are listening. So I am a metaphysician, right? And I know I never really explain what I do, but we use spirituality, spiritual laws, universal laws, quantum physics, the laws of physics, the laws of motion, the laws of energy, and we create a cohesive unit that you can apply to your life on an everyday basis. That's how we move. You apply A, B, C, D, E. You put it all together, you make a cocktail, and you say, oh, this is how I'm going to apply it to my life. All right. So this is why I live my life the way that I live it. You guys are going to understand a lot about me tonight once you get to the end of this. All right. I have been doing this a very, very long time, and I have seen the proof in my own life. And that's why I stand behind it so much, because I have seen nothing but proof of this since the time I was a child. All right. So let's start here. Masculine energy, doing. We know this, right? The doing energy. Get things done. It is called yang, likened to fire, right? Also likened to the sun. Feminine energy. Receiving energy. Yin, likened to water and also likened to the moon. All right. So I only named 3 of the most basic components of masculine and feminine energy. And what did you guys notice? I'm pretty sure that you notice that they are exactly equal and opposite. They're not similar in any way, shape, or form. They are actually the exact counterpart of the other. Water, fire, sun, moon, yin, yang, doing, giving, and then receiving. Total opposites. Okay? So let's tread a little bit deeper, shall we? Do you want to go a little bit deeper? Like, are y'all ready? My dogs keep knocking at my door, so they're scratching at my door. Let's listen to something else. Let's get into something else. 2 of the same energies with the same particles cannot occupy the same space at the same time. That is a law of physics, guys. 2 of the same energies with the same particles cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So I don't know if you all know this, but we're all energetic particles. It is a law. Yes. I don't know who I'm talking to, but come on here. We are energetic particles. That is what we are made of. We are made of electrons, neutrons, protons, all moving at a certain speed to make a physical manifestation of a human. That is how we are made. We are electrical beings. Just so you know, we're more electrical than we actually are flesh and bones. Okay? So, we are energetic beings, spirit beings first, and physical beings second. Okay? So, most men operate in masculine energy first, and then neutral as a secondary, while most women operate in femininity first, with masculine as a secondary. And sometimes our masculine is primary based on trauma. Okay. So sometimes we do adopt and we flip flop, and our masculine goes first, our feminine comes second. And that's usually because it's a trauma response. It is not natural. It is from trauma, whether from childhood, whether from a parent, whether from a spouse or a mate. It is trauma based. A woman operating in masculinity is trauma based, period, no matter how you slice it. So that is something that we have to work hard to get out of. We have to evolve. We have to pray. We have to heal. We have to seek help, counseling, therapy, a pastor, whatever it is that you do or you need. That is what you need in order to flip flop your polarity back to where it's supposed to be. All right. So we can never exist in a romantic relationship with the same and being the same energy at the same time. So it defies the laws of physics. We cannot be two masculines and we cannot be two feminines. Guys, I don't know if y'all know this, but even in a homosexual relationship, there is still a top and a bottom. There's still one that's feminine and one that's masculine because it's energetic. It's outside of our physical bodies at this point. All right? So I don't want people like, no, because there's gay relationships and it's girl and girl. No, that's a girl body, but she operates in masculine energy. That's a guy's body, but he operates in feminine energy. It's an energetic thing. It is not a physical thing. The two energies cohesively in a relationship cannot operate at the same space at the same time. You just can't do it. All right? So when I say the accountability on why masculine has shifted, because we know, I've said that masculine has shifted in our world, that there's an era of men that don't want to provide and protect. There's an era of men that are out here hurting women and not protecting them. There's an era of men that are out here saying, I don't want to take care of a woman. I want a woman to take care. We got all this stuff going on. But when I say, I know a lot of women get triggered when I say this, like, no, like what came first, the chicken or the egg? I'm about to tell you what came first. And I'm going to tell you why it came first. We are the reason, y'all. Okay, on why masculine has shifted. It falls on us because we are the energetic and spiritual change that happens in this world. That happens by feminine energy, not masculine energy. We are the change that happens in this world. Energetically, spiritually is the arena where we are the most powerful. Women get things done in the spirit realm. Women get things done energetically. Women cause things to shift in our spirit world. It is not men. Men are the doers in the physical world. But the energetic change happens with women first and then manifest in the masculine second. So y'all, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know, but what did come first was us. We shifted energetically, and then the physical manifestation of it happened with the men. It's our fault, y'all. We have done this. We have done this because things change when we change it. We are the ones that shift from feminine to masculine at the drop of a dime, not men. Have you ever seen, like, you deal with a man? He don't just turn feminine. Like, he don't just just today he's feminine and emotional and crying all over the place, and then tomorrow he's back masculine, providing and protecting for the family. Men are masculine predominantly all of the time. They have to tap into emotions, and usually their emotions only trickle when they feel hurt for someone else, not even themselves. They don't just shift feminine. They don't be like, oh, today I'm feminine. Women do that. We wake up one day and say, oh, I could do this. I could take care of this. I could do this by myself. I'm independent. I don't need this. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I could do that. I could do what they do. Do. Doing is masculine. It's not feminine. The moment we start doing, they step back from doing, and they chill. You doing it. So I'm chilling. And guess what? Then we switch the polarity. And nobody's happy about it. All right? So we don't even know that what's going on is our fault, ladies. It's our fault. Men don't change things in the spirit realm. They change things in the physical realm. Now, they could do it, like I said, but they have to tap into their emotions to do it. And most men don't tap into their emotions very easily. has to come with some prompting and some prodding. Something that we do so naturally, they have to actually put forth so much effort to be able to do it. But what if you don't have a choice, if when you try to let them do it, they still don't? I'm going to get to that a little bit later. And here's another thing. I'm so glad you asked that question, because my next video next week is going to be on exactly that. This kind of one, I'm just laying the groundwork, but the next one is actually going to be specific things that you can do to shift the polarity in your relationship if you're already in one. Okay? So like, here's what's going on, y'all. We are like a magician with a magic wand. And you know how like people like, yeah, because, and we just changing stuff. We just, yeah, bling, 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 bling. You got to put the wand down, because you're changing stuff and you don't even know you're changing it. You don't even realize your own power. You don't know your spiritual power here on this earth, okay? So back to my point, two of the same energies cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So masculine cannot dwell with masculine and be okay with it, even if it comes wrapped in a beautiful feminine body. We'd be so beautiful, nice hips, nice butt, shiny legs, good skin. And he'll be like, ooh. And then you get into his energetic field and he's like, ugh. Because the masculine cannot dwell with the masculine at all. Because there's different rules. There's different laws. Sun can't be around sun. It just, fire, too much fire, we're going to burn everything down. Okay? So two masculines cannot dwell together. Now, what I will say about femininity can tolerate being around other femininity, because our energy is not doing, it's receiving. So that's why women can hang out with each other and be like, oh, let's go to brunch. Let's go hang out. Let's go do this. But we can still only do it for a certain amount of time. Because I don't know if you know this, but after a certain amount of time with your girls and your friends, you'd be ready to go home to your man. Or ready to be like, I need me some male companionship. Like, it's cool. Y'all are cool. But I need a little more. At some point, that gets old for us too. All right? So we, at some point, we'd be like over it. Now, men, let me just tell you this too. Men can only be around men that they know comfortably. And because this is why, I've heard it from my brother, uncles, husband, men I just know. When there are a bunch of men together, that there's always a small thread of violence that's trailing in the air. So they know how to conduct themselves amongst each other, because that thing could go bad real quick. One wrong move, one wrong word, and that thing can turn into a bar fight. Well, what you say? Well, what you mean what I say? Well, what you saying? What you saying? Whoa, how did this escalate so quickly? Men all know that. So they operate with a certain code of conduct around each other. That's why when women enter men's arenas and be running their mouth and doing all this type of stuff together, like, yeah, well, babe, well, oh my God, I was watching Ready to Love, y'all. I said I wasn't going to stop and give examples, but I was watching Ready to Love. And this girl said to this guy, oh, it's your fault because she kissed you. And that's why he didn't pick her, because he said it. It was because you lost to him in the bowling thing. And he was like, what you mean I lost? And then the guy was like, yeah, he lost to me. He was like, what you mean I lost to you? He was like, but you did lose to me. He was like, well, what you saying? What you saying? Next thing you know, they're about to fight out of nothing. All because old girl ran her mouth. Why were you starting static anyway? When women are around men, we need to not talk as much, because we will be the escalators of what happens in their territory. Yes, it's territorial when other men are. Absolutely it is. Men don't play that. There's always a small threat of violence. Always, 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 always. This is why women get together, have brunch, girls trips. We go out, we go to a little bar, we go have a good time. Men do not hang out with that. They go to the gym. They might do a physical activity. They play sports. But you ever notice that even men's sports are aggressive? Like, why y'all got to tackle each other? Like, you get so hurt, y'all got concussions. Why do you want to box? Like, literally, your sport is to punch somebody in the face as many times as you can and knock them all the way clean out for you to win? That's y'all sport? That's what y'all call fun? See, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. But let me get back to this so I'm not up here all night, okay? All right. So we can't have one energy without the other, y'all. All right. That's how it works. We need the other one to function optimally on our own. Without masculine energy, we literally cannot operate in our feminine energy to its fullness because we will always have to constantly tap in to our masculine energy because it is the exact direct counterpart that draws it out for us. All right. So, as a single woman, this is the unfortunate part. It's very hard to operate in your femininity because you have to tap into your masculinity to survive, to live in this world. But this is the band of women that's leading our troop yelling, I don't need a man. It's the single women. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. And they're the ones leading everybody else saying, yeah, and everybody else is following it, saying, yeah, yeah, we don't need a man. We don't need a man. Let me tell you what I don't need a man translates to. Because when women say I don't need a man, they're not telling the truth. Okay? When they say that, what they're saying is the man that I want or that I wanted didn't want me. Maybe because I wasn't willing to do what it took to keep that man. Maybe because I didn't want to operate in my feminine energy. So now I am left with less than desirable options. And no, I don't need those. No. Just because you're left with non-desirable options doesn't mean you don't need a man. It just means that the ones that you would need, you can't attract. You can't get those. They are out of your league. That's why. And not out of your league because, again, we are the ones that changed out of our league to how much money we make and, how good our bag is and if we're a boss and if we own our own business and if, that was us that said that's where our value was. Men never said that's where our value was. They never said that. We looked at them and said, that looks like power. I want that. And then we forego our power. Here, you take this power because we don't want this. This don't look that powerful. We'll take that one. And let me stand next to you because we're just as powerful together. It's too... No. They don't want that. They never asked for that. They never said that to us. All right? Now, the work is not in diminishing yourself, my sisters. It's not in diminishing yourself. It is not in you dimming your light. It's not about any of that. The work is just you operating in your divine femininity so that you can attract and keep the divine masculine. That's it. It's not about dimming yourself. It's not about not working, not doing stuff. It has nothing to do with the fruit. It is the root that I'm talking about. Y'all are picking fruit. Oh, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna get to my bag. Oh, I'm gonna. What's wrong with a successful woman? Because he intimidated by my success. It's not the fruit. Y'all keep looking at fruit and trying to pick the fruit off the tree. It's not the fruit. It is the root of your energetic essence. And he's not going to tell you that because he can't pinpoint it. He can't put his finger on it. All he knows is that he doesn't feel good when he's around you. That's all he knows. Now he can try to say, well, maybe you work too much. I don't know. Your mouth too big. You talk too much. You're too slick. All that's fruit. The root is that you're not operating in a receiving energy 90% of the time. I wrote something on Facebook the other day and some people agreed. A lot of people disagreed, but a lot of people agreed. And it said, it was in one of my other groups and it was talking about how we think as women that doing the most for a man is what attracts a man. And it doesn't. Actually, that stops him from doing things for you. Men like to feel received by you. That's how they feel powerful. That's how they feel respected, when they're received and appreciated by you. They don't want you doing for them. I don't know if you noticed, but most masculine men get uncomfortable when you keep trying to do stuff. You want to keep giving him back rubs. You want to keep buying him stuff. He don't feel good with that. He feels good when you receive what he's offering you. You appreciate him. And then when he does ask you for something or he needs something of you, then you do it. They only feel okay when they have led you to doing something for them, not you just trying to nurture and mother them and do stuff for them. They don't like that. It doesn't feel good to them. It is an energetic thing. All right. So let me share with you a little bit of what this imbalance starts to look like. All right. So remember, two of the same energies can't occupy the same space at the same time. Masculine cannot be met with masculine because they are the leading energy. They are the leading energy, not because they are a man. Please do not get me wrong. That's not why they're the leading energy. They are the leading energy because they're the doers. They're the doing energy. And the femininity is the receiving energy. So the doers go first, the receivers go second. That's just how it works. I don't know why we're fighting it. I don't know. Like, why are we fighting it? The doers go first. So they're the leading energy. It has nothing to do with who's smarter, who's not smart, who's bigger, who's better. It has nothing to do with that. It only has to do with they're the doers. The doers go out first. The receivers go out second. That's it. So a man's energy is very rarely going to shift and turn feminine when yours turns masculine. A woman's energy will shift back to femininity very quick. But a man's energy is not going to shift to femininity just because you're being masculine. He's just going to leave. Now, he might not leave you for forever, but he's going to leave, until the energy shifts back to where it's supposed to be. So now let me say this. This is another thing. This is where our turmoil and our ups and downs and hitting and back and forth comes in at. The next thing we need to look at is the laws of motion. All right. So the first law of motion states that a body at rest stays at rest until it's met by an equal force. Or an object in motion stays in motion until it's met by an equal force. So if you are a woman in your masculinity and your masculinity is not going to shift feminine for you, you are going to be either resting in that masculine energy or actively moving in that masculine energy. And guess what? Now the law of motion has to come into place and hit you with the same amount of force to knock you back to where you're supposed to be. So the ups, the downs, the turmoils, the arguments, the toxicity, all of that is to shift you and recalibrate you back to femininity. That's all it's there for. It is for you, not him. That's the sad part. He doesn't need to be recalibrated. He's operating in the energy that he's supposed to be operating in. It's you that's not. Now you're met, boom, an argument, a fight. Because masculine's meeting masculine, equal force. His isn't going to shift to feminine, and yours is going to have to because you actually can. It is there to recalibrate you. All right. Now, Newton's third law of motion states that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So if my actions are feminine, I am always going to be met with the equal and opposite reaction of masculinity. That's how it works. All right. If my actions are masculine, I'm going to be met with an equal force of masculinity if I'm around a true masculine. If you are not around a true masculine, then his might shift to feminine for you. And then, if he's more neutral, he might sway back and forth with you. Hi, I don't know who you are, but welcome. Okay. So let me cook. Let me get into this now. Okay. I laid enough groundwork. Is that good? You guys got it? You with me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. I had to lay some groundwork before I got into this all the way. All right. So this is the pickle, ladies. Let me show you what we have created. All right. And this is by no fault of anybody's. All right. So I don't like the blame, because honestly, we all ain't ish, men and women. We all need work. Okay. So it's not about who's wrong, who's right, who went first, who went second. It's really not really about that. But as women, like I said earlier, we have deemed masculine energy more powerful than our own, right? And we have sought, whether consciously or even unconsciously, to adopt theirs and not our own. So now this is our dilemma. Now we have an era of men that either we have raised ourselves because they're our sons, right? Or they were raised by a single woman hollering, I don't need a man. And she made her son her husband. Now, I went into that in my other video, how women were supposed to nurture and coddle and do all these things, but without the balance of masculine energy, we're creating a monster. We're not doing a good service. We're doing a terrible service to the men. Hold on, y'all. I dropped my highlighter and I need that. That's like my little scepter tonight. So we are creating a monster if we coddle and nurture boys that are supposed to be growing into men without the balance of the masculine energy of law, structure, cause and effect, discipline. Okay? So we've created this generation of men. So now we have men that like to be mothered, nurtured. They don't know how to lead because they're used to seeing their mother lead, or they're letting their girlfriend or they've let their past wife lead. They don't know how to provide. And they won't even try because in their mind, 50-50 is best. When I say 50-50, I'm not necessarily talking about money. I'm talking about equal effort. When in reality, the masculine and feminine dynamic is not 50-50. A man can shoulder more weight, burden, emotional turmoil, work than a woman ever can. Me and my husband will never go 50-50. He knows that. I know that. It will be 70-30 at best. And if it can be less, it will be. Because I've given an example of us being in the airport and he had all the bags. I wish he would say, well, you carry 3 of the bags and I'll carry 3. No, he's going to carry 4 or 5 and I'm going to carry 1. Like, what I look like carrying the same amount of baggage you are when we are physically built different, emotionally built different, mentally built different. We're not built the same. So I don't understand why women want to even compare themselves to men and be like, oh, I could do it too. Yeah, with consequences like uterine fibroids, bad cramps, migraines, headaches, vertigo, big stomachs, cysts on our ovaries. Yeah, we can do it. Not without a consequence. We gotta chill. We gotta relax. We just trying to do the most, trying to prove what to who. I'm not exactly sure, but it's somebody. All right. Like, then they want us to have the children and bust back to work. Sir, how are we the same? We're not the same. Sir, sit down. We are never going to be 50-50. And like I said, everybody looks at 50-50 and they think money, monetarily. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm going to pay these bills, you pay it. No. Their bodies are meant to handle so much more than ours can, y'all. We wonder why our stomachs get big. It is because we have an overdose of cortisol in our systems, and cortisol comes from stress. Men can process cortisol. Guess what? Women can't. So we got all of these issues going on in our bodies. And it's because we said, I could do what y'all do. We the same. No. Like I said, 70-30 is our best. All right. Our genetic makeup is totally different. Hey, Kim, I can see your name now. Yes, girl. Oh, hey, Natima. Period. Girl, I see you and I. But that rare breed of masculine men that are still out there that most women are attracted to. Now, this is the pickle, y'all. I'm about to get into it. Let me cook, all right? The rare breed that's out there, right? That we're attracted to at our core level. Like you see him and you like, it's just something about him. It's his energy. It's his essence. It's his masculinity. It's like you can sniff it out like a cat sniffs a dog. You know what I'm saying? That man that just does something to you. He gets your gears going. This man is not the same as the man I just talked about, the 50-50 guy that says, yo, we the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't we just, we do everything together because, we equal. I don't even want no man saying I'm equal with him. Boy, if you don't stop saying that, because we're not. We're not equal. I don't weigh as much as you. I can't lift as much as you. Like I'm gonna be crying and you're not. Like, no, my body's softer than yours. Like, how are we equal? No. Your body all rough and hard and my body mad soft and shiny. We're not the same. So let me show you the difference in the two men, y'all. And this is the pickle that we have gotten ourselves in, right? The previous man that I talked about, the 50-50 guy, he's neutral in energy. He operates in masculine energy, but only in a way that benefits him. So don't be fooled by that guy. Don't be like, oh my God, sis, he operates in masculine energy. No. This guy is a terrorist. This guy is not good for you. This guy only operates in masculine energy when it benefits him, not when it benefits the union or the unit. All right. But this man, he wants to be the man in the household. He want to talk like the man. He want to be the man. He want the respect, but he still wants you to lead. He still wants you to help pay the bills. He still wants you to work just as hard as him, have the babies, take care of the babies, do the housework. This man is not a masculine man. This man is a neutral man. And you have to know the difference when you see them. This man is unproductive. This man is weak. This man doesn't have a plan for his life. This man is non-ambitious. This man is sitting in your house, living off of you, but then wants to say that he's leading with you. Sir, where? Where? No, you're not. And we're fooled because of the way he comes off, as though he's a lion, when really, when you look at his reflection, he's a kitten. This guy is not the masculine man, and that's not the guy that you should be looking for, right? This man is not ambitious. He's docile. You know, you could talk to him any kind of way. I mean, he gonna try to check you on a respect thing, but it ain't gonna really go far. You know what I mean? Has no financial stability on his own. You know, just pretending I'm in the studio. What are you doing? In the studio doing what? Is it making you money? Is it bringing money here? If not, it's a hobby. Like, yes, sir. Oh, that's my son. It's a lot of men holding that lion mask up. That's right. These men are aimless in life. You got all the vision. You went to school. You bringing the bag in. You got the masters. And he club promoting. Huh? He get a couple thousand on a Thursday and a Friday, you know, maybe. If he posted enough about it. You got the degree. You went to school for 4 years. You were the disciplined one. I said I'm gonna be nice, y'all. Lord, help your sister out. Cause I gotta be nice today. I promise. I really did. He the guy that's talking about some, so this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna take you out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Then he get there, he like, so what happened was, you know what I mean, you got in free, right? So because you got in free, that means you got the drinks. And then you sounding stupid, yes, because you know what I'm saying, I got my man. You know what I mean, I got in free, so the least I could do is pay for his drinks. Now you sound ignorant too. Stop. No. That is a trick. Yeah, you got in free, so that means you could pay for the drinks. Cause I had to pay to get in, you know what I'm saying? So, and we up here, yeah, we equal partners. He give and I give. He pay the bill, I leave the tip. I'm leaving tip if I got cash in my pocketbook by happenstance, maybe, and I never have it, so I'm not leaving the tip. Like, I'm telling y'all, these men are out here and they are trolling, okay? Like, he the guy that's talking about something. I ain't paying $200 for no date. We gotta go Dutch. I mean, what you do to earn $200 for a date? Me and my husband went to Camacho Garage and got tacos, and our bill was $180, and it was really because of my margaritas. He don't even drink. That's a normal date. Like, he don't want everything 50-50. We both pay bills in this house, but yet y'all both don't do housework. Only you. You know. No. See, But I'm gonna tell you the pickle. This man's a hybrid, y'all. He's not a true masculine. But you know what? This man will also tolerate some of your masculine energy because he's neutral and because he needs you. So he's gonna tolerate a little more from you because he don't got the he don't, oh God, okay, how am I gonna say it? He don't have the fortitude to stand up to you because he needs you. He don't got the fortitude to even actually lead correctly because you cannot lead the people you're leading. Duh. Come on. And he's gonna tolerate your slick mouth because low key, he knows he deserves it. He would tolerate whatever it is that you're giving or not giving because he's not offering you enough to want to elevate. And he's not offering you enough to want to tone your own masculinity down. He's not offering enough to ask anything of you. So you get to stay stuck in a neutral state of masculine and feminine energy that you're not 100% comfortable with, but you don't know how to come out of it. So this man we tolerate, right? But then we get sick of him, right? We all know that. We be like, ugh, we sick of Tyrone. Like, he just be getting on my nerves, got me working on hard, won't help me with the housework. Girl, I came home, them kids was dirty, da-da-da-da. I'm sick of him. He's the guy we're always talking about, right? And then, all of a sudden we be like, there's better out there for me. I know I could do better. There's better out there for me. I know I could do better than Tyrone, right? And you're right. There is better out there. You can do better than Tyrone. But it requires another version of you to get that one, right? So masculine men are not easy. And you may want to steer clear of them if you're not ready. Just heal, right? Heal, work on that feminine essence of yours, and then try to attract your divine masculine, right? Because they different. They different. They call the shots. They're going to lead that house, no ifs, ands, or buts. Most women can't deal with this type of man because they haven't been groomed enough or taught or trained to deal with this type of man. This type of man is different. And they're not mean. They just don't tolerate disrespect. You know what I mean? They come with guidelines and parameters for the women and just their life in general. They are guidelined and they have parameters. All right? Now, these men are the main men. Me and my sister talk about this all the time. They're accused of being controlling. They're accused of being insecure, oppressive, and dare I even say toxic, since that's the new buzzword. We say toxic for everything. All right. I'm so sick of hearing these words. I'm sick of hearing narcissist and I'm sick of hearing toxic. Like, there's some people that exactly know what narcissistic personality disorder is because they work with that, they study that. But everybody's throwing around the term narcissist. You don't even know what it really consists of. Like, stop. It's a buzzword. So it's toxic. Stop it. Okay. A lot of women, although they are drawn to this masculine man, they're actually turned off by masculine men at the same time because a lot of women today can't handle a man with authority. We're not used to it. Girl, tired of here. Girl, I'm telling you, okay? So once you get involved with a masculine man, you quickly realize that he doesn't go along with just whatever. He doesn't go along with whatever. We also find that they usually have the final say. And you just got to eat it. Oh, all right, okay. Mm-hmm. This is scary for a woman, y'all. It's scary. Because it requires ultimate trust. And if you've been hurt before, traumatized before, let down before, dealt with the guy that I talked about before, and now you finally meet the masculine man, you get the masculine man, you like, you can't really tell the difference because they seem the same, they act the same, but there's something different about this one. And you can usually tell by the way his life, the manifestation in his life. See, that man is pretending. He's a fraud. He needs you. This man, you can leave and he will take another feminine and put it right there and she'll fit too. Because his program is his program no matter who's on the train. And that's a hard pill to swallow, which is why I said in the beginning, men only require two things from women. They need physical things from women, affection, touch, and intimacy, and they need your energy. That's it. They don't need you to cook. They don't need you to clean. They don't need you to nurture. They don't need you to take care of them. They don't need none of that. All they need is your energy that's the exact opposite of his, so that he feels good and his masculine is validated in your presence. That's all he needs. When you try to be masculine around a masculine, he doesn't need your energy because he already got his own masculine. He don't need yours. He needs the opposite. That's what he wants. That's what his energy craves. That's when he can't be without you. That's when you can't leave his side. That's when he's calling you all the time, because he needs what he doesn't have on his own, which is you, your energy, your essence. That's it. It's so sad because I'd be like, I don't have to do anything for my husband. Nothing. I don't got to help. I don't got to lift. I be feeling bad. And then I'm like, but I also know that he feels so good when I'm around him. He can talk to me about anything. I'm so receptive. I'm so appreciative. So like, that's all he needs from me. He don't need much. He don't need back rubs and he don't need none of that. And when he does ask for something, he's very specific about what he needs, and I make sure I'm on it because he never asks for nothing. So that's the least I could do. Like, oh, you need me to do? Oh, I got you. Yeah. I'm not trying to, oh, you want me? You want me? You need me? You need me to do this? You want me to do this? Yeah. We just doing so much to win the guy, and all we're doing is turning him off. Because masculine is doing, feminine is receiving. And fortunately enough, a man actually feels his most masculine when he's giving and you're enjoying the receiving. He doesn't feel comfortable taking and receiving. That puts him in the feminine, and he don't like it. Although it's like, oh, she's doing something so nice. It's such a good gesture, but he don't feel good when you do it. It feels funny. Like, thanks. I don't even try no more. I don't buy my husband nothing. Except for what he asks for. You know what he asks for? Every single Christmas, every year, he likes the things that he don't like to go get by himself. So he wants socks, underwears, and tank tops. And that's exactly what I get him. And he be so happy, like happy as a lark when I do that. And I'm like, you could have did this yourself, but okay. I buy him all the socks. He likes to dress up a lot. He likes dress socks. So I buy him all the different kind of socks that could go with different kind of suits. And he likes colors. And that's what I do. I go to all these different stores and pick out mad socks. That's crazy, right? Let me get going so I get off of here, right? So this is scary for women. It requires ultimate trust for us to do that. And that's scary. I know it is. Because y'all, I've been here before too. All right. And a lot of women can't handle that, so they run. Healing. Healing and doing the work to attract one of them. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Tired of counterfeits, because they out here, sis. They out here perpetrating a fraud. Not y'all. Stop. So, we get that masculine man. We finally get him and we're like, oh, this is nice. We like him. And then all of a sudden, this is scary. This man is asking me when I'm coming in. This man is telling me he's not comfortable with me going to this place. This man is telling me he don't like me doing this. This man is saying he don't like me acting like this. My students today had on an old video of Love and Hip Hop. It was a very, very old one. It was when Carly Red was messing with Life Jennings. And she got caught up in some foolishness with this other girl to try to trick another girl. So she brought her to her event only for her and this other girl to kind of verbally jump her and throw a drink on her. And he looked at her and he said, yo, come here for a second. Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you real quick. What are you doing? She was like, no, I'm saying, you don't know what this woman has done to me. He was like, but what you doing? This isn't the beautiful essence that I fell in love with. This is something else. Then he said, I got this case, right? And you doing this what if this girl had pulled out a bottle or a gun or something? Now that causes me to get, baby, I wouldn't do that to you. I would never put you in danger. He said, but you did. You did. Because I'm always going to be here to protect you. So if somebody had done something or pulled something out or something had got crazy, I would have had to do what I had to do. And that would have put me in a predicament. He's like, yo, you got bigger things you got bigger fish to fry. This pettiness, you gotta stop. All right? She was like, okay. He walked away. That's what they require. They're not gonna look at you arguing and cattiness and be okay with it. They're never gonna be okay with stuff like that. They're gonna be like, yo, what are you doing? It's messing. That thing's affecting me, messing with my image. I gotta protect you now. I gotta worry about your mouth. You gotta chill. All right. So guess what? We get with this guy. This guy requires too much of us. He wants femininity. He wants respect. He wants, our receiving essence. He doesn't want to be mothered. He doesn't want to be nurtured. He doesn't like you doing certain things. He doesn't like you being somewhere. Now, mind you, this guy is successful. This guy is ambitious. This guy got his stuff going on. Guess what? He didn't get there by accident. He got there by being disciplined. So you think he's going to let you run around haphazardly while he had all this discipline to get where he got to be and run the risk of you messing up his empire because you just can't stop? So then guess what? We like, James too controlling. I don't like that. We didn't like the other guy either. So guess what? In our mind, now we're so delusional, we want a unicorn. We want it all. We want Tyrone and James wrapped in one, and somewhere, somehow, somebody told us that man exists, but they don't. They're very opposite in energy, and the very thing that attracted Tyrone will repulse James, and the very thing that James needs, Tyrone can't handle. You cannot have both. You have to choose. I need y'all to know that. You cannot have both. So guess what? We run back to the unintimidated man, the unproductive man, the non-ambitious man. We run right back into the arms of that man. Right back there. I told my sons to never move in with a woman or under a woman's construct. That's just, don't do it. Because it'll never work for them. Either y'all find a place together, or she moves in with you. You need to always have your own. Everything. Moving in your own way. And the woman that is supposed to be for you will be on that path. You won't have to keep and entertaining all this extraness. You won't have to do that. Because whoever fits in your story will fit. But you have to have a story first. You can't be hemming and hawing. Oh no, I made her mad. So now, I made her. No, I can't. Men don't move around. The masculine doesn't move around the feminine. The feminine moves around the masculine. I know nobody likes to hear stuff like that, but it's just the nature of the energy and the laws. Like the energy and the laws don't lie. It's well beyond women and man body at this point. The energetic laws don't lie. They are very consistent. They have been here before the beginning of time, and they will be here long after us. All right. I told my kids, I said, even if you start paying bills in the house, you'll never truly be able to lead that home, because she was there first, automatically making her the leading energy. Men should never go under a woman's construct. They will never be comfortable there, and you will always have conflict. And like I said, the conflict is there because an object in motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays in rest until it's met by equal force. As long as you're operating in masculine energy, the turmoil, the conflict, the ups and downs, the arguments, the conflict, the back and forth, toxicity, that is there to knock you back into place, not him. It is to recalibrate you. Don't forget that part. Please, 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 okay? So a lot of women leave a masculine man because they're more intimidated by him. And, they find themselves a weaker man in order to feel more comfortable with herself because there's no pressure to grow. Operating in femininity is hard, y'all. It's not easy. You want to know why? Because it truly takes vulnerability. And vulnerability is scary. But when you're with a decent, true masculine man, he understands and sees that vulnerability. And he wants to protect that vulnerability. Y'all, I'm not going to give y'all mad examples today, but I recognize this in my husband for myself, that when I operated in blame and anger, even if he was to blame, if I just lead with how I'm feeling, it's more received than me leading with why I'm feeling like that. So if I just say, I'm just feeling so hurt, I'm just feeling so sad, I'm so hurt, then they say, well, why? Well, because this made me, because I'm feeling not, well, if you hadn't done what you, they can't protect what doesn't need protecting. So you have to showcase vulnerability in order for them to put the shell around you and for them to actually care about hurting you. But what happens is we lead with anger and masculinity, and then we wonder why they're not like, oh, coddling us. Vulnerability is one of the most scariest positions to be in life, but it is one of the only ones that will bring your relationship to another level. It's one of the only ones that will help your relationship to reach new heights. All right. So women right now, we're in conflict with ourselves, y'all. We're at war with the modernized version of ourselves and the organic version of ourselves. We are always two versions of ourselves. We are a modernized one that's strong and yelling, I don't need a man. Well, the organic version of ourselves is just a little girl that wants to be loved, protected, and provided for without being hurt and pain, without feeling hurt and pain. That's it. But we've been hurt, we've been traumatized, we've been stepped on, and now we don't trust ourselves to be vulnerable to access the femininity. You can only cultivate femininity through vulnerability. That's it. That's the only way. All right. If you want to skip vulnerability, that's where the growth is. That's where it's at. You cannot access femininity without vulnerability at all. But what exists now more inside women is the modernized version, and it's modified by TV culture, hoe culture, you know, and a bunch of others that buried our natural organic nature. And the thing is it kind of always seeks to come out in relationships. But then the conundrum arises is, once again, we want it both ways. We're innately attracted and magnetized to the men that have power, resources, prestige, intelligence, purpose, goal driven, the men who have things going for themselves, the men who are good fathers, the men who provide and protect. We're attracted to that man at our core. When we look at him, we're just like, oh, yes. However, y'all, the modifications that we have made on ourselves is not attractive or magnetizing to that type of man. And at the same time, we are not willing to modify or recalibrate ourselves back to our organic nature to become the version of ourselves that that man requires. All he requires is your femininity. That's it. And that girl, that feminine version is in there. We're just not letting her out. So when we went back to the man with no ambition, the man who lacks drive, the man who has no leadership, the man who has nothing going, no guidelines or parameters, we're running back there, but we're not happy there either. Where are we going, y'all? We are running north and south at the same time, which brings us literally nowhere. So what are we to do? What are we supposed to be doing? And let me tell you what we have been doing. We create a weird sisterhood, because the true sisterhoods are ones of accountability and realness and rawness. So what we do is we create weird sisterhoods, and not us in here, because we're in here to learn. We do things like this. We listen to podcasts. We talk to each other. That's what we do. But there's the others that create this weird sisterhood of brunching and hanging out, screaming, we don't need a man, and we can have any man we want. We're choosing to be single. We don't want no man. Who says marriage is the goal? We love our jobs. We love our careers. We get to that bag. We got our friends. We don't need none of that. None of that. It's all bullish, okay? We say it, though. We say it a lot. And hopefully if we say it enough, I guess maybe one day, we'll actually believe it. We've created this house of mirrors for ourselves. No one else did it, y'all. We did it to ourselves. The modernized nature that we've allowed to be in control all of this time has become our own curse, and the very division that we've created within ourselves. And then we wonder why we're struggling in the area of relationships and we're having such a hard time out here. It's sad. We're delusional in a sense. We can't have it all, y'all. That same man that tolerates the foolery of our disrespect, tolerates our masculinity, tolerates us wanting to not listen. I get to my bag too, y'all. Please don't get me that. But the woman that her priority is getting to the bag as opposed to accessing her softness and her femininity. The woman whose priority is being equal to a man and wanting to be just like a man. That man that tolerates that is not gonna be the same man that the man that y'all know what I'm trying to say. That other man, he don't want that. And he's not gonna tolerate that. But that's the man we really want, but he don't want us. Now we stuck with Tyrone. And we don't want Tyrone either. But then somewhere, somehow, some other weird sisterhood said, girl, don't settle. You can have it all. You can have your bag and be successful and bossy and operate in your power. Masculine power, by the way. And you could do all that and you could get the man that's like that, because there's some men out there that want that, and she's lying. That doesn't exist. It's not out there. They're literally repellents to each other. The man that wants this don't want that. The man that wants this don't want that. So you can't have a unicorn of both of these men blended together to make the perfect Prince Charming. He's not out there. So you get to choose. Am I going to stay in my modernized version, masculine version of myself, and deal with a neutral man who's cool, but he's going to want that 50-50. Trust me. And he's going to want you putting just as much effort. And when I say effort, I don't mean effort in a relationship, y'all. I just mean he's going to want you doing the same things he's doing. He's not going to see the difference, that you guys are not the same. Or you're going to look at this man over here and say, I look like I can rest with him. But when you get there, you don't rest. You're still doing what you was doing over here. The two different men require two totally complete different versions of you. You got to choose. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to say, I think, because I don't want to keep y'all all night. I told you it was going to be a little longer, but this is about the last thing, all right? Because I'm skipping some stuff. Our natural organic version of us tells us in an inner core, this is the one that talks to us at night. The one that we dream about, the one that this voice, this small, still voice that says, girl, you want to be taken care of. You want to rest. You want to release. You don't want to be this strong. You don't want to have to do all this. That small, still voice tells us that we need to get a man that's intelligent and assertive and no nonsense, that can assist you, lead you, guide you, pray for you, protect you, and protect you even from yourself to get you back on track sometimes. I realized the other day, I felt like a child in a sense, but then I got in the car and I felt so good. I was cold. It was cold in the morning. And I was walking out of the house and my husband was like, you don't got your coat. And I was like, I don't have the one because my stuff burned up. But there were a couple coats that were at his house because we were separated when that happened. Well, we weren't separated. We just were getting back together, but we didn't live together. And he was like, no, there's coats. You got a few. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, no, I can't have my baby out here and it's cold and you getting all sick. Like, nah, here, put this on. He put my coat on. He zipped it up for me. He tied the belt. And I was like, okay, thank you. Then I got in the car and I was like, oh my God, like that felt so good. Like, I didn't have to do anything. Like all I did was say it. Like, I'm cold. Like, no, I didn't even say I was cold because I wasn't cold yet. I hadn't gotten outside. I was like, oh no, it's cold outside. And he just did everything. And I felt almost like a kid, like a little kid. Like, you put the coat on, you zipped it up, you tied the tie for me. And he was like, all right, now you go, you have a beautiful day. And I was like, Okay. Something inside of us tells us that we need that, but we want to be strong. We want to be equal. I don't want to be equal. I don't. Being equal means I do equal work. It means I have equal responsibility, and it means I have equal accountability. And I don't want that. You're the leader. Accountability falls on you, sir. What happened? This went wrong. Okay, so what next? Oh, okay. I don't want no man looking at me like, so what we supposed to do? My heart, my chest got heavy a little bit thinking about it, like having that pressure. I don't, mm-mm, I don't want to. Mm-mm. So we've been in this modernized position too long that we get scared when the masculine man really shows up. And these adopted, how can I say it? These traits that we've adopted, they cause us to kind of freeze up when we get with that guy because it's very hard to make that shift overnight. That's why you got to be working on it before you meet him. Because once you meet him, it's kind of too late. Because it's gonna seem like you guys have constant conflict and turmoil. He's constantly checking things, and you like, I don't even know I don't even know where to start. So this has to be a work in progress before you meet him. You know, and for the women that say, I feel confined, I feel restricted, I feel controlled. Listen, oh God, don't fight me, y'all. But women do need to be controlled a little bit. We do. We are likened to water. Water without dams, water without parameters, water without a guideline or flows everywhere, and it can be destructive. So we need guidelines, we need parameters. We do. The reason we're likened to water is because we flow so fervently and heavily. Have you ever been on the ocean during a storm? That thing will swallow everything up in that ocean. It will. Don't let your little boat be out there in the middle of that ocean when there's a storm. You're gone. Gone. If we didn't have the spiritual, energetic parameters of the real waters in our earth, y'all never thought about the fact that it's so cool that our oceans don't go past certain limits? That's God. Spiritual reasons. Because if they did, we'd all be dead. This earth would be covered in water. Water needs guidelines. Water needs parameters. Water needs to be controlled. We're not going there. We staying right here. Because we have the tendency to flow anywhere. Because that's what we do. It's not a bad thing. It's not scary. It's actually comforting and feels safe under the right leadership, under the right construct. Okay. So when women scream that men are controlling, it's always a red flag to me that you're operating in masculinity, because you can tell that you don't know how to go under a construct. You don't know how to go under somebody else's leadership. All right. So with that being said, we got to start going after what we truly want. And only you can decide that, only you can decide if you really want a masculine man for real, because they're not easy. They're not. And it's really just based on our modernized nature for why it's not easy. That's it. It has nothing to do with them, nothing to do with you. It's not bad or good on either party. That's why I said this is not like a get on anybody's session. You really just got to choose. One's not worse than the other. It's just that we can't run north and south at the same time. We can't say we want this, but act like this. That's not going to get that. We got to pick one. And then once we pick, we have to cultivate the traits that's going to attract what it is that we say we want. All right. So let me tell you what these last things translate to. When a woman says, I could get any man I want, don't believe the hype. Okay. Because any woman can get a man to sleep with her. Any woman can technically say they can get any man they want. But what a woman cannot get is a man to commit to them, to provide and protect them and take care of them for life. Every woman can't get that. You can't get any man you want to do that. You might could get any man in your bed, sweetie, but you can't get any man that commits to you. Now, he'll hang out with you, but that's about it. Okay? The woman that say they choose to be single, remember I said they're just they're left with less desirable options because the men that they truly want don't want them, or they fumbled the bag already. So now they're choosing to be single, and they're kind of right. They are choosing to be single because these options they don't want. So they're just choosing to be by themselves instead. I respect it, but don't yell it from the rooftop as though you're choosing to be single because that's just what you want. You're choosing to be single because the options are less than ideal for you. Just be honest with yourselves, y'all. Be honest. So, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go because I have to get on another call, and I just want to go get something to drink before I do that. Check on my sons. But y'all just figure out what it is that you truly want, and align your energy with that. Now, if you missed the beginning, that's where I laid all the groundwork for the energetic rules and the energetic laws and why the things happen the way they do. But I really urge you to tune in next week because remember I said, if you want a masculine man, you got to start doing these things now. So next week, I'm going to be giving some legit, real, almost cheat code, take notes. That way, if he talked to you, you could be like, so because listen, he don't gotta know that you got a notebook and you're reading off of it, and you don't gotta know that. I'm going to be giving such detailed keys of things to do in certain scenarios for masculine men. So much so to the point where you understand exactly what to do and exactly what they're looking for. It's going to be so easy for you to attract him next time. And you're going to know because you're going to feel it when it happens. When he does it, oh, I know exactly what this is. I know exactly what he's looking for. Okay, I know normally I would have responded like this, but this is what I need to do in this situation. I'm going to be giving y'all all of that, okay? I'm going to be giving the important keys on how to deal with masculine men and some tips on how to get your man to grow more masculine, even if the polarity in the relationship has shifted. Because me and my husband had to do that too. We had to shift it back. And that first hit that recalibrates y'all, that one don't feel good. But once you're recalibrated, it's like going to the chiropractor. You know how they crack your back and it sounds and looks worse than what it was, but you feel so much relief after. You're like, oh, thank God. That's how it feels to recalibrate your relationship back to proper polarity. So even if you had a masculine man, or even if you want to draw out the masculinity in him, because a guy is so predominantly masculine, by you turning feminine, you can actually draw more of that out of him. It'll take time, and it's almost like you got to do it like a science experiment, like day by day. Okay, today I'm gonna do this, and today I'm gonna do that, and okay, and oh wow, he responded differently this time. Okay, all right, I see it happening. Trust me, y'all. Listen, when I tell you, trust me, just trust me. I have the keys. Okay, I love y'all. If you watch the replay, please like the video and leave a comment and let me know you liked it. Let me know you enjoyed, or let me know you disagreed, or how it may or may not have worked for you. All right. So I'm going to let y'all go tonight, and please tune in next week. I promise, you will not regret it. You will so enjoy it. Okay. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.